Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pictionary spoiler race. This is the 7th one, and we have a spooky one today. I'm SadieSweet, and I'm here with KLO. KLO, how are you doing today?
Oh, I am ready to be spooked, Sadie. I hope you are freshly caffeinated. I know I am.
I'm on my third 12 ounce of coffee, so I'm doing pretty good, honestly. So let's tell our lovely viewers a little bit about this mode. We've got about 5 minutes till we're going to get going. Kaylo, do you want to let them in on some of the details, or do you want me to start?
I'll let you start. You are the Pictionary whiz here.
I do. I love Pictionary. Pictionary's so good. So basically, what happens is that our runners are in teams of two. There is a runner and a drawer. The drawer has the spoiler log, so they're able to see where everything's at, and they are going to draw for their runner where their runner needs to go and what their runner needs to do. Now, they cannot communicate in any other way, so they can't talk to each other. They can't use words. They can't use numbers. They have to only draw using pictures. For today, our specific settings is that we have a 13 skull bridge with skulls all shuffled. We also have our boss key on lax with vanilla dungeon rewards, but we do have dungeon entrance randomizer. So our runners are going to have to beat the two spookiest temples in game, both the Spirit Temple and the Shadow Temple, in order to get to Ganon today. So it's going to be interesting to see how long or not this game runs. I mean, 40 and 50 skulls are disabled, but there's still a lot of pandemonium that could happen with skulls kind of shuffled everywhere.
13 skulls does not sound like a lot, but when they can be anywhere in the game, we'll see how quickly they get to it anyway.
I was actually an artist for the first Pictionary race, and for anyone who wasn't here for the first Pictionary race, we had a required item on 40 skulls with skull randomizer. And by the end of the race, I was so mad at those settings and at that outcome that I just drew 40 skulls all over my picture screen. It was beautiful. I have a photo of it somewhere. But yeah, skull randomizer can be mean.
On that subject, I do believe 40 and 50 skull rewards are disabled, so we will not be seeing the skull scene.
But we could still see 30.
Definitely still see 30. And now that we've mentioned it, we may have manifested it into reality.
Yeah, chat, I would love to know what sort of evil things do you all want to see happen with these settings? I know that I'm really hoping for some I want us to beat a dungeon that is not Spirit or Shadow. I want us to have like required something on Ocarina of Time just to screw with our runners a little bit.
Baseball in classic Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer style, the win condition is to stab a pigman in the face. 13 skulls to open the bridge and to beat Shadow and Spirit Temple. Get the boss key for Ganon's Tower. And of course, a bow and magic.
Yes, very important. We cannot forget those. Yeah, and these are settings that can either be really easy or really, really terrible. We'll just have to see. And we don't have the spoiler log either. Kaylo, I'm assuming you don't have the spoiler log either. Like, neither of us know anything that's going to happen.
Not that I'm aware of. But I thought you'd have got more complaints from chat by calling Spirit Temple the second spookiest, as there is one that is literally find 4 ghosts. But I guess they've accepted it.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you could make arguments that any of the temples are second spookiest after Shadow. And at least Spirit has, like, a hot evil witch. And hey, we're starting in Death Mountain Crater.
2 of them. And yes, an interesting spawn for Child anyway. Does make it easier to root in Goron City, which is historically awful.
Yeah, I find it interesting that BruZZler is like immediately going to adult. And Fenhl is pointing out to some skulls in... Is that in Kakariko?
There are... It's a spider in a house, anyway.
It is definitely a spider in a house. Yeah, I'm already interested in this divergence, so no idea is having a stay child go get those skulls in CAC, while Baby Dodongo is immediately like, okay, let's go adult, let's go get this skull that's by the Rainbow Bridge, and then go get a horse? And am I seeing that there is something out at Wasteland? Are we getting a Wasteland scene?
That is the Wasteland. I'm not sure whether there is an item in it, as the arrow does go past the Wasteland. You may be disappointed yet, Sadie.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out if that's go past the Wasteland or if that's like an additional just like movement arrow, because there's a lot of arrows on Baby Dodongo's side.
There's a lot of movement to be had in this seed anyway, apparently.
Yeah, it seems like No Idea is having Huff Puff gather all the skulls first, while Baby Dodongo's do some progression.
It appears that... Okay, I'm not sure where this path is supposed to start on the Baby Dodongo side, but it does look like they will need to go to Spirit. The Spirit entrance.
And it looks like the Spirit entrance will give them the Spirit song? Requiem? Or
Epona
sun.
being classic Epona.
I always hated getting Epona across Gerudo Valley because, like, this is always such a stupid area to try to navigate.
Lots of polygons in the way.
So many polygons! Is that shoot the sun? No. What is that on Baby Dodongo's side?
It's definitely a skull. Tell that much.
There's no way
that
that's
is within Jabu Jabu. That is a jellyfish.
Oh. Oh, I know which skull that is. Yeah, so it's the skull in the room where you have to press the switch to raise the water.
Slight artistic inaccuracy there, as there is no jellyfish in that room, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Meanwhile, no idea is getting this river skull.
I didn't see what the skull was, actually.
It was just a skull this time.
A vanilla token. Is this even randomized?
Is this even rando? Oh, good point, Tobias. So because it's full dungeon ER, maybe that means that inside of Spirit is Jabu?
That would definitely make sense. There is only one arrow between the Spirit entrance and the Jabu skull. Skull floating above a heavily scented block of cheese.
Yeah, I'm loving Baby Dodongo just doing this kind of like circular, okay, go here, then go here, and then just sort of like erasing a step as they get through it. Good flow, good flow.
Oh, unfortunately taking a death on the player side, though.
F's in chat.
Nighttime Wasteland is the worst part of the game, so I definitely do not blame them.
And meanwhile, Huffpuff's going to pick up this Night Skull. Which is Furor's Wind.
Necessary, but I'm sure it'll come in definite use at some point. Especially with Dungeon Entrance Randomizer, you have no idea how far you'll need to trek back to where you need to go. Any given moment.
Yeah, that'll be a super useful item, I think, for this. And worth the time to go get it, especially while Fenhl is figuring out exactly where he wants Huffpuff to go.
It definitely shows how useful it is that they've drawn it in within the first 10 minutes of the seed.
Yeah, definitely. You want to get it early if you're going to get it at all.
Looks like the other two skulls in Jabu will also be useful, or the further away one.
What room is that?
That's the one with two skulls, where you drop down after killing the tentacles.
Right. Yes. Okay, Fenhl, I'm liking what you're drawing. I don't know what it is yet, but I
was hoping it was a frog. I don't think it's a frog. It's the skull on the fire arrow platform.
Ah, yes.
BruZZler has made it across the River of Sand.
Yep, and is now
Let's
going
hope
to...
what is in Jabu is worth the time effort doing that first, as we can see the hover boots were in the valley waterfall, which would have made crossing Sand Sea very much easier.
I'm fascinated that Huffpuff knew that that was the waterfall and not the river, because I would have just gone back to river.
I think he picked one of the two options, and since Fenhl didn't delete anything, continued going the same direction. So that's what I took from it. Although you are right that I was assuming that was the river heart piece and not the waterfall heart piece as well.
Yeah, props to Huffpuff for figuring that out. And BruZZler having a rough time with this haunted wasteland. This really could give Huffpuff sort of some time to catch up, sort of shows how beneficial getting some of those quality of life items are before rushing your progression.
Definitely does, especially with hover boots being Sphere 0.
Yeah, just right there on the Valley Waterfall. Even just grabbing those before going adult would be useful.
Yeah. Well, not even for adult, you can easily jump to the waterfall one as an adult. Already on the fortress side.
Ooh, right.
Speaking of quality of life, unfortunately missing the sun song at the moment, so we are seeing some well-timed shield flicks. And getting his cardio in.
Yeah, we're gonna see some, I think, interesting routing choices. Especially because getting this now kind of implies to me that like Suns is maybe not as easily accessible as we wish it was.
It may be in Minuet or Saria, judging by the picture on the Baby Dodongo side.
Ooh.
It is a note with a sun next to it. Honey on the lab roof, or on the skull to the side of the lab.
Ooh, that's how they're going to get money to go fishing.
A hammer on the fire arrow platform definitely will come in useful at some point. Whether that's needed or whether it's just a substitute explosive, I guess we'll see soon. Seeing some stalling on the drawing side of things from the Baby Dodongo sides.
Yeah, Ramond seems to be just wanting to not give too many instructions right off the get-go, which makes sense. Won't have to move the drawing space around. That does give Ramond some time to read up and sort of figure out where the next steps are after getting that Saria song.
That is right. Before the seed started, the pilots did have 15 minutes, I believe, 15 minutes to view the spoiler log, but depending on how complex this seed is, that may not be a lot of time.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, especially watching how different their routes are. It kind of gives me the idea that like there's probably some stuff in some weird places and maybe a couple of different ways to get there.
I think the fact that the first thing Fenhl did was direct Huffpuff to the hover boots makes me think that heading to the Spirit Temple entrance will be the first plan as soon as Huffpuff goes adult.
Yeah, you'll also need those hovers at some point to go do Shadow Temple anyway. So I'm really surprised by Baby Dodongo's call not to get those right off the bat.
Especially as it is an easy item to pick up as an adult. And with 3 hearts, you can easily death warp your way back up to the fortress. And no idea side continuing with the Child 1.
And the BruZZler makes it across to Desert Colossus.
And that is definitely something that is required on the no idea side. The Hyrule Castle skull in a tree, giving us the light arrows.
That's a great location for that for both runners. Gonna be easy to get to that.
And we'll see what's in the skull with all the pots as well, as seen in the middle of the no idea drawing. Iron boots, I think that was. Slightly concerning. What
Yes,
do we
it
need iron boots
was
for?
iron boots. I also don't like that we need iron boots today.
Okay. And Minuet of Forest was the song there, in the Desert Colossus. Looking at the Dodongo picture, looks like that will lead us to Sun Song, whether that's as a child or an adult. Sure. Likely an adult. Direct arrow in the drawing.
Yeah, so it seems like do these Jabu skulls, play Minuet, go get the song out there, which is Suns. Or Prelude? Oh no, get Suns, play Prelude, go adult. Or go child.
And this one is... I'm sure he's walked out of frame.
Hook shot. Oh god, something's in Water Temple, isn't it?
Maybe we'll be lucky, maybe it'll be Forest. Say lucky in case we're gonna get double Forest, but... And yeah, there's the Sun Song. That'll make skulls much easier here.
So then, play Prelude, go child, get the skull by the Hyrule Castle tree, which we know is light arrows, and then what's the plan, Baby Dodongos?
Ooh, even better, we are getting Scarecrow Song.
That's
Set up on the no idea
exciting.
side.
That is super exciting on No Idea side. Let's hope there's something on Pierre today.
Oh good, we are 17 minutes in and we have our first question mark written. Pictionary board.
Heart piece in one of the Hyrule field holes.
It's in a grotto anyway.
I guess it could just be the open grotto. Yeah, Shannock, that's what I was thinking.
It looks like the Baby Dodongo side is going to start off their first child cycle by retracing the steps of No Idea. Looking at their light arrows. We'll be getting those iron boots from the hot room to order. That was magic on child fishing.
Ooh, nice find. What's the instruction that Ramond's drawn after the iron boots?
Rupees somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, my nose. Farm 80 rupees to buy a shield. Incredible. Chad, thank you for figuring that out. So, No Idea wants Huffpuff to go to Mido's and get 2 of the 4 chests, while on Baby Dodongo side, you're farming rupees for a shield and then going Zora's River.
Zora's River for both the lower heart piece and the skull that's on the ladder next to the waterfall.
And it looks like there's an optional lens that Fenhl's... No, Fenhl's like, never mind.
And as soon as you run Zora's River, Ramond is going to be pointing BruZZler to the waterfall to pick up those hover boots, which BruZZler may be a little upset to see we're so close after struggling for so long in the wasteland.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes.
Idea side looks like they'll be going into the Lost Woods after the trading Ido's life savings.
Yeah, Lost Woods, go get bridge scrub. Those are fire arrows. Oh god, I don't like that we need fire arrows today.
I think they may have been the wrong 2 chests. One skull. And 2
skulls.
Looks like it was more for the 2 skulls rather than the fire arrows, judging from the...
God, I hope so.
Fingers crossed, anyway. Although that is a boomerang that BruZZler has been pointed towards.
That might be why Ramond didn't emphasize that BruZZler goes back for those 2 skulls. If you have to go back into Jabu with that boomerang to beat it for some reason, then of course BruZZler can just get those skulls on second pass.
Definitely true, unless it is for something like Spirit Temple or to pick up skulls.
Hey, there's a bow.
I didn't actually see what was on the Deku scrub from the no idea sides. I'll quickly go to the VAR chat. What was that? Choose in the Lost Woods. Thank you, Sheena.
Thank you, chat, for having our back on this.
The no idea picture side has up a lot.
Yeah, so going and getting bridge scrub. After bridge scrub, going to river and basically doing what BruZZler just did.
Those picking up that boomerang after the choose. And I guess there's a heart container up a river. It says, want to go there, want to get it.
And after that... Oh, go do the diving game. That's what I'd assume those 5 blue rupees are, is go do diving game.
I would assume so too. Oh dear, that's one of the chews down, unfortunately.
It's interesting if it is diving game, especially because Ramond didn't send BruZZler there.
It does look like diving game, but the picture doesn't say what they will be looking for, so we'll see how important it is, or whether it's another skull for 13.
Yeah, let me see. How many are they up to? Our lovely chat or trackers, how many skulls, especially is No Idea up to? Because No Idea has been chasing skulls hard.
There is no tracker, skull on the tracker. Have you been paying attention?
I know
I have.
No Idea has like 7. Thank you, baseball.
BruZZler with the hovers that will certainly make getting back to Jabu, if needed, much easier.
And Huffpuff grabbing that chicken to get into Zora's domain. And after
adult after domain, I believe.
Yes.
That's an indication of prelude, but
so it looks like they'll get the Gerudo Valley skull first.
Would be quite a trek. They've already been there.
Yeah, and again, kind of interesting that Baby Dodongo isn't sending them there. I'm fascinated because usually whenever I've seen these like Pictionary races, yeah, there can be like a little bit of variance. But for the most part, people are kind of in lockstep and sort of who can figure it out faster. We're going kind of all over the place with these two.
Yeah, BruZZler has already picked up that bow from domain. Or from outside domain without going to pick up whatever Puff is going to get now, so let's see what this is. We'll be seeing the Boulder of Destiny straight after Dodongo side out to Goron Tunicon diving minigame, so I think Ramond is skipping the nice to haves, not picking up the hover boots before going to the spirit entrance, and not picking up Goron Tunic. And for a minimal run, I guess.
Definitely implies that there's going to be something in fire, especially with picking up Pierre. And it looks like after they go adult, they should go get the song and the heart piece in the windmill.
I do notice Huffpuff is not that from Upper Zora River. The skull, as it is nighttime, that would be easy to pick up here. They are somewhat back in lockstep. One is going adult now, and the other is heading to the pedestal.
Yeah, on Baby Dodongo's side, it looks like get Boulder of Destiny, use the horse, go to... Is that the... What is
Lab
that?
Dive.
Lab Dive.
Lab Dive with Baby Shark's cousin, who has apparently woken up from his nap. But once again, they are taking very different routes after going adult. One picks up Boulder of Destiny and then goes to Lake Hylia. The other is going for a adult Kakariko cycle.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing who winds up winning the prediction of who's going to defeat a dungeon first. Because I'm not sure at this point who's getting it.
So it's a heart container on the Boulder of Destiny. I think this explains why Ramond has guided BruZZler away from the Goron tunic, be rooting in heart containers or the Fire Temple dip. And trip to Valley, this time with the boomerang to see what's lying inside the spider.
Yeah, is that and I guess Kokiri's sword in Cow House?
As it's optional, I would assume it would be Bigoron's sword.
Right, yeah.
In the cow house, it's not Impa's house. She is not there at any point in the game. It is the cow's house.
Yes, that house belongs to the cow legally.
Squatter's rights.
Oh, Huffpuff doesn't have Sun Songs yet. Ugh.
Although, to be fair, to get Sunsong, there was quite a lot of movement involved on the Baby Dodongo side. Crossing Wasteland.
Yeah, it is quite the event to get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be interested
Was
to
this
see
weight worth it?
whose route is faster. Oh, a different bow.
A bow, an
Is
interesting
that
choice of the bow.
the easier bow to get? Getting the boomerang cannot have just been for the bow, or at least I hope it wasn't.
It shouldn't be, as both sides have got the boomerang. But why you would go for that one over the one right outside Zora's domain, I am unsure. But you are right, we are seeing Water Temple. 2 minutes
Oh
in.
boy. You hate to see it. Is that fighting Dark Link? Is that what I'm... Oh, Forest Temple? Right. Dungeon Entrance Randomizer Shuffle.
Yep. Something with a blue bubble. There's a few blue bubbles in this temple though, so I'm not sure quite which chest that's supposed to be. I think that's one of the first Stalfos room.
Yes. It looks like there's also the skull and the chest on the island.
This certainly does make paying attention to the routes hard when they are going in such different directions, as No Idea is currently trekking towards the song in Death Mountain Crater. After this,
Yeah, which looks to be Song of Storms.
and that was a boss key on the Baby Dodongo side. Looks like we are fully completing the Forest Temple.
Oh, so Baby Dodongo might be the ones to get that prediction win.
That is No Idea up to 8 skulls now. I think
Baby
that was 7 from the
Dodongos.
BruZZler side.
That was their first skull.
Is it their first?
That's what the number on the screen said, unless I completely misread it.
I saw it was a long straight number and assumed it was 7. And those are the first keys on the Baby Dodongo side. I don't think we actually mentioned that. There are only one set of small keys in each dungeon. As soon as you pick it up in a chest, you get all of the keys for that dungeon. The keyring was on the island skull. Or not the island skull, on the island chest. I believe.
Yep, that was indeed their first goal, because that was just their second one on Baby Dodongo's side. An interesting note about Forest Temple is they do only have to beat 3 of the 4 Poes today.
I was going to say it's interesting to go to Forest Temple without a strength boost. That explains it.
That explains a lot.
And we'll see what's in this Redead Grotto that no idea has been pointed to. 4 skulls. There are 9 out of the required 13.
I love watching Ramond drawing the chessboard room. How delightful.
Truly committing to this bit.
Yeah, just doing all the little squares.
I guess the key points of concern here are the vanilla bow chest and the chessboard chest. And whatever is this awful room.
Meanwhile, Huffpuff is going to be climbing Death Mountain, getting the heart piece in the wall, and then doing something else in Death Mountain Crater?
Fenhl is determining how they're gonna best draw it, what they mean.
I was like, wait a second, there's an extra thing I need you to go do. Oh, the maze.
What a maze. Certainly explains it's taking the time to get that extra, to get that hammer rather than focusing on shoes.
Yeah, it makes me feel like bomb bags are in nasty places.
Yeah. Incredibly detailed Phantom Ganon there on the Baby Dodongo side. And see what this Forest Medallion is for.
It must be for some kind of... I love this triumphant little person!
You must take the Forest Medallion and you must hold it aloft.
You must be triumphant and brag about your victory. I love BruZZler for taking time to do that. That does tell me that something must be on that medallion that we need. I'm wondering if that's going to be our Nocturne.
We'll see if it's on the Prelude check or whether it is on Burning Kakariko. And I guess Ramond can take time to draw a triumphant link while BruZZler does Forest Temple. Nothing else to do, really.
Yeah, it gives Ramond a bit of time to make sure that he has everything he needs.
I guess these required dungeons must have a lot of skulls in them. Ramond has only been rooting in skulls ever since they entered Forest Temple.
Yeah, so it looks like Huffpuff is heading into Fire Temple, going to get the boss key chest and the skull.
Chat making a good point, although we'll see what's in the Fire Temple entrance. It is Vanilla Fire Temple.
Oh,
One is looking for a
yep.
Forest Medallion, one is looking for a Fire Medallion. It looks like we've rolled a great seed that has something required on Kakariko.
Oh, that's gross.
We got a 6-med
Oh,
seed. We're playing weekly here.
You know, I wonder if it's just Vanilla Nocturne. It could just be Vanilla Nocturne.
That would make the most sense. We've already got Storms, which tends to be the one that's tends to be the other one that isn't Nocturne that causes consternation.
There's the keyring.
It's early keyring. Although still going through to beat the Fire Dancer anyway.
Ooh, Shannock makes a good point. It could also be ZL that's saying I'm burning CAC, because we do still need that as well.
Lullaby-less water temple. Stranger things have happened.
So...
Critical item being picked up there on the Dodongo side. We now have some more.
What are we gonna use that bottle for, Ramond? What do you know that we don't?
To improve your bone density, to get those calcium.
Oh, it's interesting that no idea. Fenhl is telling Huffpuff to Furores before going and getting the fire medallion. Possibly Furores. Question mark Furores.
There's a boss key on a spider. See, this explains the difference between no idea side picking up that Goron tunic and the Dodongo side skipping it.
Yeah, this is going to be, like I said early on, like No Idea is really doing good about getting these quality of life time save items. But from afar, like it's really hard to tell who has the better rounding at this point or how much time it's actually saving them whenever we don't really know where they're going exactly yet.
Not bringing up that Baby Dodongo's side does have sons, which is a good point if overworld skulls are required in any other way. Does save a lot of time waiting. A very detailed drawing on here.
Gerudo's Fortress?
Gerudo's training ground will need to be going into. The fortress chest is also required.
I'm not sure if that's required or not required and ignore it, because it's always hard to tell with those little X's.
Ramond has been marking the chests to open with X, as he has in the first temple drawings.
Right, okay.
It'd also be interesting to actually draw in the entire left side of the fortress if you were going to say ignore the chest.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, so going to need whatever's on top of... That would also explain why Fenhl had Huffpuff get the
Oh, very
Scarecrow song.
close to getting incinerated there.
Volvagia is not being nice, or at least is being as nice as she can be when you don't have bombs.
It is a tricky boss, especially if you don't know how to enter back underground by hanging off the side of the platform.
Oh, missed some jump slashes there. Yeah, this is going to be very close to see who wins out on this prediction for who's going to beat a dungeon first. I'm going to pay it out with whoever picks up their dungeon reward first.
Whoever holds their medallion aloft.
As Ramond has helpfully drawn.
You have to wait a while. Unfortunately, this randomizer sadly removes the cutscene where you hold the reward aloft triumphantly.
And it looks like No Idea is pulling... Oh! Okay, who steps into the circle first? Who steps into the circle first?
It's going to be the forest side. It's a much shorter cutscene.
And yep, oh, that's crazy. So Baby Dodongo takes it for being the first one to step into their blue warp. Wow, that was hype. Good job, Team Baby Dodongo, but that was like as close as that prediction could have possibly gotten.
Just a shame it wasn't Morpha. Extra long. Team.
Yeah, that was what a good turnout.
Oh, a concerning time to play a Poes song. There is a chance your horse will fall off the bridge if you do this.
Yes, that has happened to me before, and it is annoying.
I mean, one of the first lessons to learn about playing Ocarina of Time is never trust your horse. It is the worst, and it will make you angry. Chat asking if the drawing on Dodongo's side references the toilet in GTG. It is entrance randomizer, so we will see what is in the Gerudo training grounds first. Might enlighten us as to what that drawing actually is for.
And I'm starting another prediction since some people were very excited about Bottom of the Well at the start of this match. Will we see Bottom of the Well today? Yes or no? You've got about 5 minutes to predict.
Oh, we've got an excellent skull to pick up here. On the very far side of the archery in Fortress.
And we got a raid from Velvet Ches. Welcome to the party, Velvet.
Welcome, Velvet's viewers. I hope you are ready to be spooked in this spooky race. And we'll see if Tobias is right. Is this Ice Cavern? It is indeed Ice Cavern. One of these sculptures is going to be required. The first one in the Silver Rupee room with the spinny blade. See what this is.
Yeah, the one in the spinny blade room, then you need to get the Iron Boots chest, then go get the skull off of archery and play Minuet. Easy. And meanwhile, over on No Ideas side.
One more skull, taking the Baby Dodongo count up to 5 out of the 13 required for the bridge. For those just joining us, the conditions to win here are 13 skulls for the Rainbow Bridge, and the Light Arrow cutscene for the Ganon's Tower Big Key. We have vanilla dungeon rewards, so that means they will need to beat Shadow and they will need to beat Spirit. Shadow Temple is required, as this is a spooky seed.
The most spooky of seeds. I think that the spookiest is that we're 90% certain that something's on Burning Cat, because we had to pick up both the forest and the fire medallions.
Yes,
so
it's
yeah.
looking very likely this is going to be a 6 medallion seed.
Oh god, you're right. That does make it a full medallion seed.
Is
I
this
love
even
it.
rando?
Is this even rando? No Idea is about to go do Forest Temple, which is inside of the Water Temple, because we got Dungeon Randomizer today, y'all. Dungeon Entrance Randomizer.
Just to mess up that vanilla slightly. That is one thing Baby Dodongo's side does have that No Idea don't look like they're going, or looks like they might be going to now, which is to pick up that hook shot, which is in Jabu's belly, which is in the Spirit Temple. That was the first thing that Baby Dodongo really rushed towards.
Yeah, and luckily they should have an easier time getting there, both because of those hovers. And also... Oh, they don't have Sunsong, right? They don't have Sunsong. But those hovers should help.
Hovers will definitely help. Although, personally, I think Nighttime Wasteland is the worst thing in the game. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Blockless setup there for Ice Cavern on BruZZler's side. Double backflip.
It looks like our Forest Temple holds our Water Temple. On Baby Dodongo's side.
Yeah, either that or you need to fight diseased Nehru's love.
Well, you know, is it really zootering safely if your neighbor's love is diseased? Like you don't want to use that. You want to make sure that it's not pockmarked, it's not, you know, you gotta keep it safe.
To go through the checklist. Unfortunately, BruZZler, throwing in the towel, will be pushing the block.
Interesting.
Yes, he will.
It looks like Fenhl is going to have Huff Puff use Furores on the GTG entrance, which we know is Ice Cavern.
That makes sense if they need to. There's a Skull Tula token. Skull, I believe. It's like they will be intending to come back with that hookshot. And yes, chat, Ramond is drawing in Link's hat and clothes, as it is important to know who is supposed to be killing.
Yeah, Ramond is really emphasizing that skull out at HBA, which makes me think that that's the long shot.
We'll see what's on this Iron Boots chest first.
Oh, boots are long shot.
Well, that's definitely a reason to drop for Roar's Wind there. Idea side to come back for that.
I don't think I've ever seen them get out that way.
I do it occasionally.
I forgot that was even a thing.
You thought in vanilla you needed to immediately yeet yourself into the abyss. And interesting that they are in Sun Song. I think BruZZler might have misinterpreted the instruction here. One definitely emphasizing it's the skull and the actual archery itself.
Yeah, it's like, don't go. No.
BruZZler's doing it anyway. And
Ramond said,
for the
don't
swag.
talk to the person.
Get 1500 for the restream, so you can show off that you can do it.
Oh, and BruZZler's realizing he messed up and...
To answer chat, you do not need Longshot to get the HBA skull, I'm pretty sure. You do need Longshot to beat Morpha for Burning Cack. Ah, that's an interesting thing from BruZZler's side. By doing the horseback archery, that sets your spawn point to the woman. When you play Sun Song, you don't get warped back to the entrance of GTG.
Oh, nice. Mirror shield.
Mirror shield.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty necessary. Okay, let's see if Huffpuff's able to get this first try. And Huffpuff is.
I hope that's Link the Goron in the bottom left of Dodongo's side.
Can someone clip that? Because I feel like that Link the Goron needs to be added to our King Dodongo, like, art gallery. Look at that little guy!
The arrows to make sure you know that he rotates.
He's just a little guy.
Just a little guy. Yep, back on the track to Burning Kakariko here. After beating Morpha, they will be going straight to the Fire Temple.
Yeah, this is where I think that we're gonna start to see whose route is better, at least time-wise. Because
it's very likely that Burning Kakariko is going to be Zelda's Lullaby here. Yeah, there's the boss key. Because they have been... You don't go into Water Temple without Zelda's Lullaby unless you know for sure you don't need it.
Yeah, so going in, getting the water medallion, and then Baby Dodongos will be ready to go do fire. No Idea is getting this hook shot, which will let them go do water.
Enter Water Temple for the forest, or enter the Water Temple entrance for the Forest Temple to get the Forest Medallion and pick up that milk on the way, which will give them a bottle to complete Ice Cavern. That much isn't drawn yet, but I'm assuming that's the path.
And yes, happy 1 hour, everyone. Shout out to all the people that are making it happen today. Let's see if our sheet works. Nope. So our trackers today are Shy and Baseball. Our restreamer is Hell Knight. Thank you so much for restreaming Hell Knight. Give some love to our runners. We have Huff Puff, Fenhl, BruZZler, and Ramond. And it's me and KLO on comms today. We'll see how long this goes, because this is a fun match so far, but it's going quick.
It's going quick, but they already have been directed to Burning Cack, so we know this is a cursed seed.
It's already so cursed.
We definitely know how to roll them here. It's overgone.
It's really seeming like even with the difficulties with Burning Cack for the first part of this race, that Baby Dodongo is going to come out ahead in the race to Burning Cack today.
Yeah. And honestly, from route decisions, I think the only key difference of length has been that bow. With no idea having to track back to late and wait for the sun to go down, pick it up.
The bow, and I
Maybe
think
I just picked it up straight outside Zora's domain.
yeah, well, and I think that No Idea has also prioritized Ryan and skulls first. So I guess that we need to see how many skulls there are along the path, and whether or not there were any that No Idea could have skipped. But those do seem to be the only two like routing decisions so far that have been differentiate our two runners.
BruZZler
Although,
taking skill in the Sacred Forest Meadow Maze. At a normal point, you see this jump being made. Let's see if he can make it work. Oh, he's decided against it. You've got a bow, you can hit the guy from here.
and Huff Puff is inside the forest temple, so get your Z's in chat. Yeah, Shannock, I'd agree. The hookshot routing has been kind of awkward from both of our runners. I don't entirely understand not just Ferrariing back and grabbing it on No Idea's side. Oh, but they need the bottle of milk first because they need the bottle, right?
That's why they've come to Forest Temple. Because there is a bottle of milk in here. For all the Stalfos, keeps their bones good and strong.
And there's our Link the Goron. We love him.
Guy.
There's our precious little guy. I'm going to just...
Is no longer rotating. And there's the Forest Temple keyring. I don't believe Velvet's chat were here when we explained that. In these settings, there are no small keys. All the small keys have been replaced with one keyring check. As soon as you pick that up, you get all of the small keys. And as chat is pointing out, that is 13 skulls for No Idea. Be interesting to see if any more get picked up, as that is an indication the seed is getting even more cursed.
We love a cursed seed, I guess. Dastar, welcome into the party. It's an all medallion seed because we need burning cack today.
Baby Dodongo's.
And Choose, welcome into the party as well.
I'm assuming that's not a pizza.
Oh
Is
man.
the Volvagia boss?
But what if it was a pizza? What if Ramond was just saying, hey, you need to take a break, go get some lunch?
Reminder to chat, it's been an hour. Hydrate.
Yes, hydrate. Don't be like me who's done nothing but drink coffee today.
Throwing an excellent long baronade there.
So right now our runners are kind of just going over things that each other have done. Baby Dodongo has already done forest. No Idea has already done fire. But with this temple, Baby Dodongo is going to have a burning cack, so we're going to get to finally see what that is.
I think at this point it has to be Zelda's Lullaby. It's too much of a bottleneck that both of them have focused on entirely.
Yeah, I can't think of where ZL would be if it's not here.
It looks like we will be going further into Fire Temple than the No Idea side did. Looks like we will be going to the Boulder Maze. For one of the skulls after Pierre. The first skull and the chest, so Scarecrow song doubly required.
Yeah, I wonder if this is Baby Dodongo's skull routing is to get them out of the dungeons rather than get them from the overworld like No Idea has been doing. Because No Idea has already done fire.
Yeah, would line up considering the first skull they picked up was as soon as they entered Forest Temple, which was their first dungeon. Another triumphant Link drawing. Maybe the Dodongo's hand.
I love Volvagia with the tiny little Link on there.
Holding another bomb. Fully triumphantly as he holds up the medallions, apparently.
Okay, so after this, F in chat for No Idea. But after this, for No Idea, they're going to go do that ice cavern and then go deal with the skull that's on HBA.
See, one thing that we can say is that we were thinking that maybe they are rooting in skulls with this deep fire play. A reminder that No Idea did come in here with no hook shot, so those Pierre checks would be impossible to pick up.
That is true. It still would be interesting routing, I think. Well, although it looks like Fenhl is going to have Huff Huff go back, so Interesting.
Yeah, there we are. There was an angry face on the board. That was BruZZler going to the wrong side of the boulder maze. But there is our first bomb bag. On the east side of the boulder maze.
That explains why Ramond had BruZZler go there. That'll make the Volvagia fight so much simpler.
Yep. And probably all but required, considering they skipped the Goron Tunic and are at 5 hearts, even with that bottle.
Yeah. So that explains some of those routing decisions.
There's something in a U-bend.
Oh, is that Dodongo's? Don't go to Dodongo's cavern, but go bomb the wall.
And then
or bomb the wall, then go to Dodongo's. Yeah, yeah.
I get the feeling that each drawing being in a different perspective is somewhat confusing for BruZZler.
I don't know. I think it's very cinematic.
Some very Bruckheimer shots, you mean?
Yeah. Okay, so Fenhl's... This is interesting, and I'm going to be interested to see what's in that DMT wall, because Fenhl is having Huff go do the ice cavern stuff, go back for Pierre, but then immediately go to Water Temple, which is inside the Forest Temple today.
And there's our second strength on Pierre.
Oh, that's needed, because we gotta go get our Spirit Medallion.
I wouldn't be surprised if the DMT wall is another Sculptula token.
That would explain why Fenhl didn't draw it. If Fenhl knows where all their skulls are going to be, and it's like, yeah, we don't need to go back down Death Mount Trail.
We're already at 13. We're being pointed towards Dodongo's cavern here. Let's count it. They've got bombs, they've got a bow, they have a long shot, they've got a mirror shield, and 2 strengths. Dodongo's cavern has Spirit Temple. What else do they need? Is an entrance that can be accessed by both child and adult, so it's definitely logical to have a Spirit Temple there.
Oh, it looks like play Prelude after Water Temple. Go get Nocturne. And then I'm guessing Burning Cack, yeah, is going to be ZL.
This mystery's definitely clearing up. Getting to see what the intended route is now, depending on what's in that Dodongo's cavern. One thing that we do not know yet is what entrance has Shadow Temple.
It would be so funny if it's bottom of the well. Question, if we go into the bottom of the well entrance, that does not count as actually seeing bottom of the well. Just to be clear with chat.
Unfortunate for BruZZler, taking that death from Agia does reset the... means that he doesn't get a reset of the timer when he gets the fairy. Leaving it impossible, he has to restart, so he'll pick up another fairy and try again. You need to be extra careful when fighting Volvagia with low hearts and fairies, because taking a single death means you might only have 8 seconds to finish the rest of the fight. And yes, chat's asking if this is reachable only. This is all locations reachable. All checks can be reached.
All right, so Baby Dodongo about to do this Vladia fight. No Idea is getting close to wrapping up Forest Temple. Really, these two runners, even though they've done very different routings, are pretty close. Because I don't think that we should discount the fact that No Idea has a head start on the skulls.
Well, it looks like they're going to be picking up the Strength 2 and then immediately beating Water Temple, as the bottom left drawing is the spiky ball. The spiky balls around the map chest in water, which is boss key this time.
Yeah, and it looks like Dodongo's Cavern is vanilla because that's the bombable stairs in DC.
Bombable stairs, and that's the long shot skull token.
Yeah, so it looks like for Baby Dodongo, they are getting a lot of their skull tokens out of DC.
Well, that implies that that is a skull token.
That is true. It could not be, but based on the fact that we haven't seen Dim's Fire. We do still need Dim's Fire. So I'm actually thinking about that, Shannock, and I think that there has to be spirit or shadow inside of the Shadow Temple entrance at this point, because we know where forest, fire, and water are. Shadow or spirit can't be in bottom of the well because that's a child-only location, right?
You also have to take into the fact that the Shadow Temple itself has some DINS requirements, and the Spirit Temple also may need a fire source.
Yes, which we have fire arrows from Midos, but if the choice is between fire arrows and DINS, you probably want DINS.
But we'll note that fire arrows were not one of the things linked to No Idea's drawing when they went to mine.
Yeah, it was just a convenient secondary item.
Conveniently accidentally picked up. Exactly. That's chat saying more likely would have indicated amplifier required.
But basically, I think that Shadow and Spirit are in Deku and in Shadow Temple. I think that that's where our last two locations are, which would explain why Baby Dodongo's has not gone and gotten the two skulls in Mido's house if Ramond knows that you have to go back there later.
That would make sense. Not quite sure how many they're at the moment. 8, so they only need 5 left.
And yep, there's Burning Cack on Dodongo's side.
I don't seem to remember there being someone actually on fire in Burning Cack.
I'm just gonna...
Maybe that's Sheik since we don't see them in the cutscene. And he is wrapped up in bandages.
That is absolutely incredible. And that was skull number 10, so just need 3 more on Baby Dodongo's side. Which, if there's one more skull that they're getting here in Dodongo's, then yeah, they'll just need the 2 out of Mido's house.
Numbers add up anyway. And that is Din's fire. The back of Dodongo's cavern.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That looks like a vanilla shadow, maybe? Can't remember whether an entrance rando the Shadow Temple door opens for child. It's been a very long time since I did entrance rando. Never did one seed. And that is Baby Dodongo's side at 11 skulls, so there's 2 left in Mido's if they are headed there.
Yeah, I think Tobias is right. The Shadow Temple door opens for child even without entrance randomizer. But you can't get across the chasm either way, like as a child, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if Shadow Temple door leads to Shadow Temple. If it leads to Spirit Temple, then
that's a whole nother thing. That would actually be really interesting.
That is Zelda's Lullaby in Running Cack. We've got our Nocturne Shadow now, so I guess we are going to see what's in there. Picked up Dins, we picked up Nocturne, did straight there. And it will be Spirit in there because that's the Rolling Boulder room.
Plus, what's that little icon that...
It's Triforce, so it'll be Zelda's Lullaby chest.
Oh, nope, it's Spirit inside of...
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the drawing in the Baby Dodongo side is the Boulder room, adult side.
Right, yes.
It's like both the lower chests are required. Maybe these are our 2 skulls.
There's our boss key.
Nice early boss key anyway. Maybe we won't need to be here as a child at all.
Oh, that would be so nice.
Not too bad. 1 age change. You've got Nocturne to get to the entrance really easily. As far as entrances for Spirit Temple, this is one of the very nice ones because it is directly outside a warp entrance. Like you need to trek to it. If you get Spirit Temple in the Deku tree, that is quite a bit of walking every single time you need to go there after you change the age. We've picked up
boy, yeah, that would be nasty.
Nice early keys, both the boss key and the key ring.
So Huffpuff save quitting, back out, going to head over here to go get that skull.
The mirror shield.
Get that mirror shield.
As They don't have Sun Song. Needs to go wait out another night.
Oh, that's kind of
I
brutal.
think this might be one of the key differences that has put Baby Dodongo ahead. Putting in that Sun Song very early. Even if there was issues crossing the desert with 3 hearts, it's definitely paid off in the long run.
Yeah, that's a great point. Didn't Huff... Oh, never played Minuet, never grabbed it from the Minuet check. Right. Yeah, this very well might be where the time makeup is for Baby Dodongos.
Yeah. Definitely lost the initial lead with a series of deaths wasteland, but it paid off longer term. One thing I do notice that they picked up there on their way up the Spirit Temple was the Kokiri sword, so that may well indicate to us where's the Shadow Temple.
You don't need the Kokiri sword to get into Deku as an adult, though, or do you have to open Deku as a child before you can get into it as an adult?
I forget. As I said, I did 1 inch as Rando Seeds, so I'm afraid I'm not the ideal person to be asking that. Does anyone in chat know? Commentator?
Chad, do you have to step into it as a child before you can get into it as an adult?
Otherwise, I'm not too sure where Kokiri sword comes into play.
Yeah, because obviously Mido can't block it as a child or as an adult.
Yeah, you've got much longer legs as an adult. You can just push him to the side and step over him.
Bully Mido 2022. I am pro bullying Mido personally.
Pro bullying, SadieSweet 22.
Only Mido. Only Mido. Just to be super clear.
It's fine. It's already taken out of context and put in the Discord.
Dang it. Yeah, someone can just like clip that, just like Sadie is pro bullying and like drop that, and I will scream if someone actually does that. do not bully me. I said bully Mido.
I mean, to be honest, out of the 2 of us, I didn't think it was going to be you that got cancelled.
I'm the one who runs her mouth more, admittedly, so lots more opportunities to get canceled. All right, so where are we at? So we have this beautiful Twin Roba drawing. Going to go get Cow.
Another excellent boss drawing from Ramond. And then Cow. Just Cow,
and then Cow. Just Cow. And then going to go Child. So I guess that you have to go into it as a child to go do something. On Fenhl's side, there's a grumpy face by the Minuet.
Sad face next to the cow, as BruZZler did skip the cow first way through Kakariko. Even though
what was on the cow?
I believe it's Big Orange Sword.
Oh. Let's see. On No Idea's side, you're going to get the water medallion, play Prelude, go get the skull by Gan's Castle, which is going to be some bomb chews, play Nocturne.
I see chat is pointing out that on the No Idea side we have some Metroid music go in the fire temple. So here's a nice test on determining how old someone is. Benji, what song is this?
Didn't expect to be quizzed today, did ya?
Yeah, we flipped it. You're commentating us now. See, there's the age. He's gone for the Super Metroid name as opposed to the Metroid Prime name. Lower Norfair, actually, but I'll let you off.
KLO is feeling merciful today.
It's actually Magma Caverns, because I am a child. You like the single leaf on the head of the Deku tree in Ramond's drawing, as he has sadly died. Bold.
And yep, there's Ramond giving the Midos house hint for those 2 skulls.
And there is the big orange sword that would have been nice for the bosses earlier, but it is more useful for Bongo Bongo than the other bosses, really. One cycle with the Master Sword is annoying. Oh, Huffpuff, very close.
Oh, that was so stressful. Oh my gosh.
They do have furores to make up for it, but it's still a tilt where they fall. And finally getting that Sun Song. Unfortunately, I think too late. All of the skulls they need to pick up, but...
Yep. Going and doing Water Temple now, and they are basically 2 dungeons behind Baby Dodongos.
Yeah, they are Spirit and half a Dodongo Cavern.
Am I seeing this right? Do they have to go back to the Rainbow Bridge for something in Gan's Castle? What could they possibly need in Gan's Castle?
They've got hovers, they've got dins, they've got magic.
So I guess it just means go do whatever's in the Deku tree, then go do Rainbow Bridge.
Could be.
Oh, Ganon's Castle Shuffle is on. Oh,
We'll see what is in the Deku tree, whether it is Dodongo or whether it is Gan's Castle.
that would be hilarious if Gan's Castle is just sitting in the Deku tree.
Not only did he kill your adopted dad, he has moved into his corpse.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Talk about nightmare fuel for Halloween.
I mean, talk about a flex, really.
I mean, I guess if that's what they did in the olden days. Corpses of your enemies as trophies or whatever.
Corpses of your enemies as trophies, maybe. As accommodation, maybe not.
Oh, nice grab on Morpho for Huffpuff. Oh, but...
Slightly wrong angle.
So close. I love... Is that basically just indicating that the boss key is just at the very end of Shadow? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Oh, that would definitely explain that the boss key is right at the end. They picked up Dins. They haven't needed to go into... Oh, they did need to go... They did need Dins for the Spirit Temple, of course.
So you go get you go get the key ring that's in the silver rupees area, and then you just do all of Spirit.
To
Which
Shadow
temple
Temple.
is this? Where are we?
Ganon's castle.
This
Master
entrance
Quest, that's why
randomizer
you don't
has my
recognize it.
brain all scrambled.
Since he hasn't drawn anything else, that may indicate that it's a vanilla boss key.
Oh, I love this little rainbow Ganon's castle over on Fenhl's side. That's incredible.
It's a good drawing, that one.
That's the Pride Castle. We love Pride Castle.
Looks like we are about to get another excellent boss drawing here from... I mean, it is Shadow Temple, so he's got plenty of time to draw it.
We are going to have a beautiful, beautiful bongo here on screen here in a second.
Truly does have fabulous lashes. On fleek, I think the kids call it.
As someone who works with middle schoolers, I can confirm on fleek was maybe the phrase like 5 years ago. I'm not sure if they still use it. I think now they'd call it a vibe.
I'm with it.
We certainly are. Oh my gosh, drawing the hands and everything. Look at this.
Of course, it's Shadow Temple. They've got 15 minutes, 20 minutes to draw this. Considering the last instruction was, do Shadow Temple.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. I love all of the drawings that we have seen today. This has truly been a art gallery that we have been venturing through. Great colors from everyone. Oh my gosh, Ramond's just taking up the whole screen.
I have to agree with chat here. Keyrings has been an excellent addition here, as it does lower the number of drawings per dungeon. So you get to spend more time on drawing overworld checks or important parts of dungeons.
Yeah, drawing key locations was always my least favorite thing the one time that I drew.
BruZZler getting there that he doesn't actually need to do the Gibdos. While we're waiting for Shadow to be beaten here, a fun fact that I noticed while I was doing practice for the weekly this morning. You know that Bongo Bongo is surrounded by lava.
Huh. I don't think I've ever put together that that's lava.
don't think it's supposed to be, but if you jump into it with Goron Tunic, it doesn't hurt you at the same rate. Same as the lava in Fire Temple does.
Really? That's
Same with
fascinating.
Same with the acid pool in the Composer's Grave. It doesn't hurt
Huh.
you if you have the Goron Tunic on.
You learn new things every day, chat. So basically what I'm hearing here is always keep your Goron Tunic on, because you never know when you're going to fling yourself into a vat of acid.
Yeah, it's the new meta. Gorons are immune to acid. As is their clothing. And another triumphant drawing here. More complex medallion pattern than the others.
Yeah, but Ramond's got the spirit of it.
Yeah. Good thing he doesn't need to draw the light medallion at any point, as I don't think that one would fit in an MS page.
Yeah, so Fenhl's directing Huffpuff to Shadow first.
And thank you to Elegatwa and Benji for the descriptions. Silver Gauntlets, it is appreciated.
Yes, we love the support over here at Silver Gauntlets. We appreciate it. Yeah, it makes sense for No Idea to grab the choose because they never grabbed the bomb bag.
Yeah, they didn't go out of the way in Fire Temple, as it was quite deep. Upper, that was the lower older maze.
Yes.
Although that is interesting, because they did need to go past it to pick up the second strength anyway. I guess the choose were just...
Yeah, just not that useful.
In the long run, I don't think it has affected time much at all, not having a bomb bag.
No, there hasn't been enough worth bombing to really need it, especially with your hammer.
Yeah, hammer, sphere, 0.
Yeah, Benji, Deku has to be Ganon's at this point, unless Ganon's is somewhere stupid like out at Ice Cavern. But with us picking up the sword, I think it's Deku.
Yeah, maybe it's out Ice Cavern, but Rooted Letters on
Oh, ew.
It's not. This is 6. They could just jump over your head anyway. Ganon's could be an ice cavern, but I believe the way it works is that the mouth of the Deku tree opening tied to the flag of Mido moving. So to get into the Deku tree as an adult, you need to move Mido. That's why they moved Mido and then immediately left the Kiri Forest.
And BruZZler officially has that shadow medallion, so they're going to be the first ones to wrap up today. I'm not going to pay out that. I'm not going to pay out that bottom of the well prediction until everyone's finished, though, just so chat knows.
It does look like Din has double needed this seed to enter Spirit and wants to get the boss key. It's by the looks of Fenhl's drawing, it is vanilla boss key. I didn't actually see BruZZler pick it up as I was too busy looking at Ramond's excellent boss drawings, of which we're seeing a second.
Yeah, a wonderful Ganon playing his organ. Like a true evil villain would.
Well, he's gotta do something while we do Shadow Temple.
God, it would be so funny if we walked into Ganon's room and he's just like playing "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling, hello, my ragtime gal," just like on the piano. That would be great.
The entire time you're climbing up, you can hear him playing, but he's just playing chopsticks over and over.
Jesus Christ, I would lose my mind. I hate chopsticks. Chad, what kind of horrible piano music do you think Ganon is playing?
Poking at the keys like a cat does.
Tapping out the melody line of Heart and Soul. Da, 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 da. I hope y'all are enjoying all of the nightmare scenarios that I am throwing out there for you all to consider. Tobias,
not enough people get through that room vanilla, where you're supposed to running across the bridge with the hover boots on and getting yeeted into the passage.
Yeah, good one on Huffpuff. Oh, speaking of getting yeeted, right into the water.
It's an excellent Shrek drawing.
I didn't know that we were supposed to fight Shrek. I mean, of course it's obvious because it is Halloween. Ganon's dressed up for the occasion. Benji, I didn't know Phantom of the Opera was Shrek.
Climbing up Ganon's tower, you can very faintly hear organ version of Smash Mouth.
I did try to make a piano version of All-Star once, and it's harder than it seems.
And Baby Dodongo entering the Ganondorf fight first. A full spirit and quarter of a Shadow Temple ahead.
Yeah, No Idea has, what, maybe 20 minutes to go?
Yeah,
30?
And if you time it, I'd say at least 10 of those were spent standing waiting for Moon.
Yeah, there were quite a few times that No Idea had to wait for time of day.
Sun Song paying out dividends for the Baby Dodongo side.
And we are up to our Ganon fight with Baby Dodongo. They are going to be fishing up here soon. This is so exciting.
He does look very upset in that picture, presumably because he does have rickets.
Ah, yes, that's how they get you.
He's decent. His pants on at least.
And then Fenhl has queued up all of the drawings to get the spirit medallion.
Even pointing Huffpuff towards some optional heart containers. And a good idea from Huffpuff there. He may have double defense, but he does only have a heart and a quarters, and it is a long trek back. You die.
Yeah, gotta be careful on this one, Huffpuff.
A big orange sword though, so the one cycle is much more feasible. It's much easier.
Come on, Huffpuff, you can do it.
And GG's in the chat for Baby Dodongo. Coming up to the final strike now.
Yes, we are about to see Ganon get blasted with one final strike and with a time of 150, like 49, I think.
Somewhere around that.
That's a GG's for our Baby Dodongos. It came in at a time of 2:05:47, which includes the 15-minute routing time. So 1:50:47 for a final time for BruZZler.
A very respectable time for a 6 medallion seed.
Yeah, for a 6 medallion, the spoiler log seed that was not necessarily supposed to be the hardest, but it's still, the randomizer came through and made things difficult. At least we didn't need ZL, whatever was on Song of Time today.
Yeah, I mean, what songs are even left actually? Saria's?
We never found Requiem, actually.
Requiem or Serenade, actually.
Yeah, so one of those songs is in the Composer's Grave, one is on Song of Time, and one would have to be on whatever the Saria's check is. Those are the only 3 locations we did not see today for songs. Oh, Song of Time was on. Yeah. Yeah, so...
We didn't intend to pick it up, really, but it was the fastest way to the Deku tree as a child, so... We did see the Saria's song. Let me check if we are doing an interview. I can see BruZZler in the chat, though. GG.
Geez, BruZZler and Ramond.
To open the FaceTime room, so... Okay.
So we have Huffpuff getting through the Rolling Boulders room. After Rolling Boulders is getting the Compass chest, getting that one chest in Sun's room, and then they're basically done. And yeah, BruZZler and Ramond, feel free to come pop into the race commentary and the Silver Gauntlets. We would love to have you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have a team room channel. If you just join general, someone with privileges should move you over.
Yeah, I can move him over. Move to race commentary. Hello, Ramond. GG's.
GG's.
So how was the first 15 minutes routing? Did it come to you easy, or was it a bit of a struggle working out where to send him?
So one thing I definitely need to get off my chest from the beginning is me and BruZZler, we really like this mode basically, and we have been practicing maybe 4 or 5 seeds of exactly these settings beforehand. And as soon as I laid my eyes on the spoiler log of this seed, I was like, what is this abomination? This is like way worse than any of the other seeds we had. Really, it was just like terrible. There was, in all of our practice seeds, there was not a single seed where we actually had to clear another dungeon than Spirit and Shadow themselves. Then we get this on Burning Keg, and I mean, okay, that then Nocturne and Prelude is free if you need to get Burning Keg anyway, but still, it was like, we need so much stuff, and I need to like find so much stuff compared to like what we practice, so that was quite a nice...
It's Curse of Halloween that did it to you. That's what made it spooky. And welcome in, BruZZler. Good game.
Hello.
Jeez, BruZZler.
Thank you. Thank you.
It did.
Yeah,
It
that
did
seems
look
fun.
like that you had been practicing together. Some of the codes in the pictures did come through, indicating where the boss key was for Shadow Temple. Very little information on the picture, actually.
Yeah, it
yeah,
was the boss key chest, right? It's
Yeah, it
always
was...
drawn not inside the chest, a map chest, compass chest, boss key chest, yeah. But
Yeah,
you
it's
get
true.
used to each other.
I was trying to draw everything in a way so obviously that everybody watching would be able to understand it, because of course me and BruZZler have been doing this for a while now together, and we have some standardized drawings basically for specific checks which are recognizable if you don't know the code, but it might take a little longer to like catch on what it means. So if I like draw the square and the boss key inside, it basically means the boss key chest. Yeah, I didn't think of it that it might not be that obvious or from the outside if you don't look at it that way.
I think at least most of us managed to piece together that it meant, if you hadn't given any other information, it meant it was vanilla chest. No, we have very much appreciated your detailed drawings, especially of the bosses.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking, okay, if we're already in Restream, then maybe I should like try to bring some pep into it. I'm not really an artist or a drawer, so this was also like a bit challenging for me, but I hope I got some fun drawings in.
So BruZZler, less fun question here. Wasteland. How did that feel?
Oh, that felt horrible. At the start of the seed, nothing works. Oh god. Yeah.
And do you feel a little bit of pain picking up the hover boots, which were right next to?
I mean, the second part was the harder part, I guess, not the first part.
Yeah, without the Sun Song, I hate the Wasteland Crossing. Nighttime Wasteland is...
Yeah, it's so hard to see the poles.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I didn't actually consider that we could have picked up hovers like on the way to the first route to GDG. I just, in my mind, in the early game, I was already like, okay, I'm gonna route Child basically from Valley into Lake, because we had to basically do Lake anyway for the hammer and magic, and Valley into Lake just felt natural. So I didn't even consider getting the hovers earlier as an adult, actually. That would have at least made like the first part of the Wasteland easier, but still.
I had a question, and it's completely gone.
Yeah, the two skulls and Chabu.
Yeah, I just realized, I mean, at some point, I mean, obviously we knew from the start we need the skulls, but luckily Shadow was like, didn't have anything else, so we could try to farm the skulls like on the way. No need to go out of the way to do extra skull checks somewhere.
Yeah, we noticed most of the skulls you were rooting in were within dungeon. That sort of intentional starting rooting them as soon as you started entering dungeon.
Yeah, right. So I think with these settings, I think one of the good skills is how to route in the skulls if they are required, because you're not like going to check every single skull and see which ones are best on your route, because you will not have figured out your complete route yet after the 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes of study time, I was like, I think I had the route done until Child Lake. I was not further than that at that point. And I did not know yet where exactly we would get the skulls from. But while BruZZler was like struggling at Wasteland, it gave me a lot of time to plan out like the next steps in a route. And at some point I also saw, okay, there is a gold Skulltula still like in Jabu just right after the hookshot, so we might just grab that one first because it's kinda close. I don't know how bad the other skull tokens are situated basically, so any skull you can get within a reasonable time frame is like a win kinda. And I guess BruZZler just kind of then didn't see that part of the drawing, but it's really didn't matter.
Yeah, I panicked so long to wasteland again. But yeah.
Yeah, the route paid out for you quite well. A lot of the time difference between you and the other team on Restream came in the fact that you picked up the Sun Song so early. They had to wait quite a few times nighttime to come to pick up a skull. For example,
Yeah.
for the Fortress Skull, for the one in Lake that had the hammer.
Yeah, definitely. So one thing with full token sanity is, of course, there are a lot of Sphere Zero skull checks, which are night only. So there is very often progression on these skulls, and
They look easy on the spoiler log, not so much in practice.
Yes, exactly. So routing time of day basically as a pilot as well. If you don't have Sunsong available, it's really tough. But here I saw, okay, Sunsong is gettable. Even if we didn't get Minuet, I would probably send BruZZler to get Sunsong just for Sunsong, because there were like some nighttime skulls we had to get. And I think it would pay off basically to have Sunsong, because then I don't need to worry about time of day while routing, and I just don't need to worry about that at all basically. And then I saw, okay, Minuet is at the Requiem spot, and there is a hookshot there we need to get anyway, and we don't need anything else from there, so we might just as well make it the first play in the seed, because Child first would have been really bad, because the Goron City start was basically very out of the way. There we had no warp songs to like get out the market early, so yeah, it was really a terrible starting position. So I think doing basically Wasteland first to get Minuet and Sunsong at least was, I think, it's one of the best starts maybe for mobility and for basically time of day mobility, so to say, flexibility.
It definitely worked out well for you. There's a couple of questions in the chat. So the first one is asking what were in the two skulls in Jabu that you wanted BruZZler up? Don't believe they mean the one that had the hook shot. I think they meant the other two. They beat two.
Yeah, just two skulls.
Yeah, one of them was a skull actually. I only wanted him to get the lower one. Also, BruZZler kind of said it's probably not possible to get both of the. It is possible to get both of the skulls with hookshot, because you can jump up the first ledge as adult, so you're in reach to get both skulls. But yeah, one of them was a skull, the other was trash. It was like just a small addendum after I saw there was still a skull there, but it was not that important anyway, luckily. Else I would have panicked pretty hard.
And the other question from Benji is, do you realize that your artistry on the boss pictures guarantees that you'll be on Restream for the next Pictionary?
Oh dang. I tried to make some like semi-epic boss battle drawings. I just got the idea, I think, after the first or second boss. I thought, hey, I could just try to doodle like all the boss fights like that just for fun, but it was actually really tough, because yeah, it's really hard for a non-artist to like get something that looks halfway good. I don't have a very good sense of perspective or like size relations and such, but I'm glad if people enjoyed it, because that's
the chat definitely appreciated it.
That's what I really wanted.
It was delightful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, and also with the boss drawings, when you have all the time in a Go Mode Jabu, a Go Mode Shadow left to draw, what else can you do but draw a very detailed Bongo Bongo?
Yeah, but I do need to admit, because I'm actually so bad at drawing, because that I did use like how do you call it? I actually searched like an image and just try to draw after that. I know it's kind of cheating, but I really didn't want it to look like really bad. In the practice seeds when I drew Bongo, it always looked like you can really recognize it. It just looked like some heap of I don't know, trash something. It was just never recognizable. I'm struggling to draw Bongo every time. So this time I basically cheated a bit and looked up a nice image of it and tried to just do
Well,
that.
I don't know how you can call yourself not an artist after seeing your Link the Goron.
Let's not talk about the horse.
Oh yeah, that horse. I mean, that horse after what? After Forest Temple it was, I think.
Yeah, on the way to GGG.
I was trying to do the horse and it came out so disfigured that I just gave up and I deliberately tried to make it as bad as possible. I'm so sorry, Epona. I love you, Epona.
She had it coming. Epona's the worst thing in the game.
Yeah, I don't like Epona's song, but Epona itself.
If she stops dead in her tracks because of an arbitrary polygon again, she's going to the glue factory.
Oh yeah, that.
Just send her out to pasture.
And it doesn't look like we'll be that far away from having our, I believe, second finisher. The other team on restream, no idea, Fenhl and Huffduff, are currently coming up to the Iron Knuckles in Ganon's Tower. As I mentioned, the key difference, your routing differed somewhat, but most of the time came from them having to wait for nighttime to pick up at least 3 of their skulls.
Yeah.
It is something that doesn't come through that often. People who haven't done spoiler log races is what you read and in practice is very different when it comes to time of day routing.
Yeah, that's one thing I definitely learned from the few practice seeds we did. If Suns, I mean, first of all, there will probably be like progression on Night Skulls somewhere.
And a lot of early overworlds.
Yeah, exactly. And if Sunsong is not readily available, like gettable early, if it's locked behind Forest or Burning Cack or something, then you need to route your way around these Night Skull checks. You need to prioritize them and somehow route around the time of day to actually get them good into your routing. Sometimes it's pretty tough, but luckily there is Prelude Start. Without Prelude Start, I think these settings would be very, very hard to play. Prelude Start gives you the flexibility of like setting the time of day to evening through OGC. So that's like one extra tool you can use to try to mitigate the early routing time of day randomness, basically. So
especially if you've got some early warp songs, even if they're not Sun Song, you can set it to night via the Ganon's Castle area.
Yes. And that's sometimes it's pretty helpful.
And the other thing we saw with this seed is if you have a child spawn in a particularly unusable location, a prelude start's always nice to just sort of immediately.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Well, this child start was really horrible. It had basically zero use.
And while Puff enters the Ganon fight, should be a couple of minutes away from finish. Chat, do you have any other questions for our winning team?
While Chad's thinking, one question I was kind of wondering, because both of you mentioned that your practice seeds were not nearly as mean as this one was. But was there anything in the practice seeds that was particularly notable or awful that you'd like to share with us that you're glad didn't happen or that was particularly nasty when you were practicing? I'd love to hear some of those stories.
Yeah, so there's one thing at least, because I definitely know that all of our practice seats were shorter than this one here, because we didn't have to do that many dungeons. But there was one terrible thing in like, I think 2 of the seats where you really had to route in 13 skulls really early, because there was good progression in the Ganon's Castle dungeon, basically behind the Rainbow Bridge, pretty early, like progression which routing
that
made
was
sense.
something I kind of expected to see in this scene, but
Yeah, so having to route in 13 skulls very early is extremely stressful, because you don't have that much time to look at the skulls actually after figuring out the early route, and then you somehow try to like get every token in that you can somehow manage without going out for way too much. So that was like really stressful two of the times, but other than that, I think we had mostly progression in the overworld, so we didn't have to do dungeons that much, and the songs were also placed very nicely. So yeah, they weren't too bad, the practice seats. This one was definitely the worst one so far.
Yeah, it just felt a little bit weird that the first 13 checks in the overworld are skulled, and then you get your first item in Ganon's Castle. This was like, what?
it's definitely
I'm gonna go over
streaming
to
curse. All of your
the
practices go
TSG
one
guys.
way, but then as soon as it's on the big screen, you get your worst possible outcome.
And Team No Idea just wrapped up with a time of 2:26:01, so that's 2:11:01 for a final time for Huffpuff. Fenhl, yes, feel free to pop in. Both you and Huffpuff would love to have you.
Hello.
And GG's,
Man.
welcome.
Actually, who else is on Restream?
The people on the
It's
stream were you and Team Baby Dodongo. So
Okay.
Ramond and BruZZler are
So-
who are in the call at the moment.
Hello. Yeah, GG's to you.
GG's. It was fun.
It definitely was.
So, how did you feel that seed went?
Also, it was a Nocturne seed.
Yeah, that's the key thing.
I actually think it's really nice that it was a Nocturne seed. I mean, so I did a few sample seeds, and most of them were more than just Shadow and Spirit. So that's actually seems like the norm for these settings.
That's interesting because Ramond and BruZZler both said in the practices they tried, most of the time they didn't have to do anything other than Spirit and Shadow.
Interesting.
So I guess you're just the curse here. Your fault it was a Nocturne seed.
Yeah, it was, as usual with routing Pictionary, very chaotic start and then settled down near the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no reason to get Saria's song, for example. That's just something I didn't catch early enough when like adjusting the route from the spoiler log playthrough.
I think one of the key differentiators between you and Team Baby Dodongo, also on Restream, was the routing in of Sun Song.
Yeah, right. Where was Sunsong again? It was a Minuet, right?
yes, it was
Yes.
on Minuet.
It was a Minuet. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I kind of wanted to make sure I got everything done in Child 1. It was almost going to be a single age transition seat, but if it weren't for close Deku, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was very, as a commentator, it was very hard to keep track, as you both really did differentiate a lot in your routing straight away, as you went for minimal age transitions, while Baby Dodongo immediately went adult from the start in the Sun Song and the hook shot.
Yeah, I guess grabbing Sansong early would have made sense. Well, yeah, that was like the early game routing is always the hardest because you don't really have a good
There's so many
idea
options
of
as well.
what is going on with a seed yet. especially with ER. Like I hadn't really memorized the layout of which required dungeon is in which entrance yet.
Yes, it tripped me up a number of times. I forgot that it was entrance randomizer too. I mean, I was only watching, so
Same.
I didn't even have the stress of building a route at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like we actually got lucky with the Skulltula token locations this time, because a lot of the ones that were in the spoiler log playthrough were actually the ones, like the good ones to get, the fast ones. There was not a lot of change I had to make for those.
Yeah, there was some differences in the skull routing as well. You think your skull routing was probably faster, quite quickly.
Oh, nice.
The other team focused on dungeon skulls, just as they were locations you were going to be in anyway. But
Mhm.
I think your overworld skull routing worked really well in this seed.
Yeah, I mean that's that kind of makes sense. It's just, what was it? Spirit? No, not Spirit. Shadow.
Yeah.
That required the skulls, so wasn't really necessary to get it early game.
And your required dungeons weren't in particularly awful entrances either. Even if
Yeah,
you needed to go child for spirit, which luckily you didn't in this case, you're not far away from the nocturne spawn. So
yeah. I think it was actually logically required because of the only
yeah,
bomb
but
bag being in Child Spirit, but
who
you know,
follows
shoes
logic though?
exist.
There was a bomb bag in child spirit.
Yeah.
You did not see that
Let
one
me-
on Restream. BruZZler, I think it was the Boulder Maze and Fire you picked.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
yeah, the
one Goron. Boulder Maze lower.
That
Yeah, and
you managed to route into them.
the third one was in Zora's fountain on the hidden cave sculpture.
So
Oh, wow.
unlikely to have seen that one.
Yeah.
But your
Oh,
your bomb tree routing fixed that problem very easily though. None of the bags were needed for you.
yeah, it was nice to have bomb shoes in
Mm.
kind of readily available locations this time. I mean, it's
Available if
usually
you
the
remember to
case,
get them
actually.
instead of walking past.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize that you still had shoes left because I forgot that you had the hammer for the Grand City Maze.
Yeah.
But it ended up being required anyway, I
It's
think, for Spirit.
always lovely. I don't think it matters which settings it is. An early hammer is always lovely to
Yeah.
take so much of the pressure off. So chat, do you have any questions for No Idea?
Your last
Being
drawing just
quiet.
completely encapsulates
Yeah,
the insanity of this seed.
yeah, the chat's being quiet. It's concerning. It's not like them. It's like they're plotting.
Maybe they're plotting the next Pictionary race. Ho ho ho.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Um,
think the next one is definitely something we are looking into doing in a few months from now. We don't want to do it too often because, you know, uh, the trying to communicate is a big part of it, and if you do it too often, then you get used to
Yeah.
your teammate. No, so it's supposed to be a bit special, but yeah, we are definitely doing more of these in the future. With
One of them, if
that's
any of the mods in the any of the mods in the Twitch chat, I don't know if there is a hand that gets the Discord up. If you are interested in doing this, there will be notification on when the next one is, as it comes up in the Discord. Thank you, Tobias. So please join. There's information on events like this and plenty of other streams and races that are occurring. So if you're interested in Zooter, Silver Gauntlet's Discord, a good place to be.
Yeah, and just a quick shout out one more time to the people who helped out today. Shout out to our runners who are all here in chat. Thank you to BruZZler and to Ramond who were on Team Baby Dodongo. And thank you to our team No Idea, Huff Puff and Fenhl. Great showing from all of you. Shout out to our trackers, Shy and Baseball. Thank you both so much for making sure that we had some idea of what was happening. And then shout out to both of your shout out to Hell Knight for restreaming, because without Hell Knight, this wouldn't have happened. And then shout out to my co-coms, KLO, for being here with me today.
Thank you, and shout outs to Sadie, a very caffeinated Sadie.
Woo! My leg is shaking so much, like, so much coffee.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me on the chat. It would have been boring if it was just me talking to the chat.